Hello, everybody. Awesome Sauce Gaming TV coming at you for a fantastic best of three. It's going to be Vital Signs versus Wisefrag here in the ESEA Open Playoffs Round 6. I'm really excited. The maps are going to be, for the first map we have Dust 2, then Mirage, and then if needed we will have Cobble. So stay tuned for all of those updates and potentially anything that could occur. But I'm Alex Awesome Sauce Greenlee by myself here tonight on this cast. It is going to be a good one. So let's go ahead and get right into this here as the knife round was won. And now you see Vital Signs coming into this on the CT side, Wisefrag on the T side. And this is round 6, and this is really a fantastic thing for both of these teams. They really have to be happy about what they've been able to accomplish so far. You can see right here just a really standard kind of setup here. You got the T, smoking the Xbox. They're going to move their way up here. Here comes Broken Legs. He's going to flood. And they're going to go ahead and try to take this side, but he gets his head ripped off. Let's take a look at Wintendo. Wintendo here on this side holding. Actually, Wicked 2 frags there. Nice. So Wicked is able to get 2 quick frags there on Cat, kind of shutting that push down, putting the bomb down. Hunter shows up at long, trying to make something happen here. Narco, good frag there at mid. And let's look at this fight over here at the B site with Randy. Really excited to have you all here tonight for this best of 3. Dust 2, Mirage, and if needed, Cobble. But this is going to be fantastic CS coming in here tonight. So, oh, and all these frags coming in. Look at this on this A site. Narco evening this thing up and putting it in a situation to V1. Narco against Randy in a 1v1. Oh, look at this. Oh, and Narco hits the shot. Wicked with a 4K for Vital, but it doesn't matter because Narco hits a huge shot, and that's going to start things off fantastic for them. Narco is somebody we've talked about a lot on this team. Narco, a very good player. A lot of respect for him and what he's been able to do. But Wicked with 4 frags, he's got to be absolutely upset about that. But a lot of respect for both of these teams here as Vital has 2-0'd everybody in place. Oh, and look at this. Throws a nade, bounces back. It doesn't do any damage, fortunately, but Narco there just kind of chilling. And you know, let's go ahead and see what's going on here with Randy. You got Randy up here. Let me go ahead and do this really quick. You got Randy up here hanging out on Cat. And I like the way that that Wisefrag played that after they dropped 2. Wicked, you know, did good frags there on the Cat. But nonetheless, here comes the T's. They're trying to open this thing up and see what Seriously has for him tonight. Goes through, gets 1 headshot. Not going to happen. Wintendo on this A site, not really sure what's going on. And point blank here, he is going to get smoked. And he's going to go ahead and go straight in for this here. Randy, a nice frag there for him. They're going to go ahead and open up this site. Here comes Narco with this P90, and we've seen him so many times do this. They're going to 3v3. They could be able to do this here. Flip's going to actually open it up with a nice frag. And so here comes the retake from Wintendo. Flip takes his head off. And the round's over. So a nice round there by Wisefrag to get to that B site, able to get it done. I would like to welcome you all in tonight for this best of 3 brought to you by myself, Awesome Sauce. Really glad to have you guys here. And I'm running the stream as well as casting. So if there's any issues, concerns, please let me know. I'd be glad to fix it because I want to make sure to bring you the best quality content tonight here for this round 6 of ESEA playoffs. So here's a save coming in from Vital. Randy's going to get close to this PT-50. I think they know this train's coming. Here they go. Can the CT stop this thing? They're really not doing a very good job here. And they're going to go down. So they're able to bring a couple players down to 12 and 18. But Broken Legs shouldn't be able to get this plan in time. So he's not. But a good quick round by Wisefrag to get in there and make it work. So interesting stuff coming in here from both teams. A quick 3-0 scoreline from Wisefrag. And you have to have a lot of respect for what they've been able to do up to this point, as well as Vital 2-0ing everybody. Wisefrag winning that last best of 3 in a 2-1 fashion. And both of these teams are very skilled, and these guys, you know, they're both going to main, to ESE main, and you have to respect both of these teams and what they've been able to do so far in this season. And nonetheless, we do commence with this Cat push, it looks like. Take a look at the map here. We're going to try to find an entry here. Broken Legs, typically, if you can find an entry, they do try to make something happen, but they're going to get smoked off there. You got Wicked here playing towards Cat. On the B site, we do have Randy kind of hanging out over there. Doing his thing as the B anchor, it does appear so. Point blank here, hanging out at long. And Nintendo there, again, playing from ramp on A site. Going to go ahead and get fired off here, but there should be an engagement coming out here soon with Broken Legs trying to come out through mid. He is going to force his way out. And they're going to find seriously through the smoke. So now they just have to get in here. And Broken Legs on this B split. They do have Randy down low. The P90 is going to finish him off. And now it's down to Wicked, Nintendo, and Point Blank in a 3v5. I think they're just going to save here. I mean, this is going to be really hard to retake. Money-wise, they are going to only get... They're going to get $2,900 if they lose this round. Saving this op is imperative that they do. So really glad to have all of you here tonight. This is a fantastic best of 3. And a lot of respect for both of these teams, as these teams deserve to be in this position that they're at. Let's take a look at Wicked here, see what he can do. Goes for the shot, isn't going to hit it though, but look at these. Point blank, a triple. And only Broken Leg survives for the terrorists. That's an interesting turn of events. So Vital Signs coming out big. And we'll have to see what Wisefrag has in store, but 4-0 scoreline. And that's good for them to be able to be in this situation. So let's see what's going to happen here. Narco's going to go for this mid pick with the op. We are aware that Seriously is the opper for the CT side. Very skilled. A lot of respect for him as well. But here comes the long push, and I think they're just going to bulldoze their way out of here, at least push down some of these CTs and see what they're able to do. You can see Flip here running back. And, you know, the problem with doing this is you don't have the control of mid and upper tunnels, which is kind of a detriment. But if these CTs are not pushing aggressively, they don't have a reason to, then, well, it is what it is. So Flip holding this angle, doing his thing, is going to throw a flashbang over. And they're going to go ahead and try to get their way onto this site here. Let's see what Narco has on this long take. They're walking into a stack. There's 4 people on the site. They're going to have to be very careful about what they're doing here, but there's Wicked coming in there with a frag. And are they going to get the bomb down? No, they're not. It's going to be Flip and Hunters here trying to stop this. Seriously is going to try to put a damper on this play. You see Randy here with this fire Molotov. Can he get in there? He's going to go ahead and do everything he feels like he has to. He's going to force Hunters out into a fight, and he is going to fight him. Flip goes down, so this is going to be the first round for Vital Signs. They are going to get it. So good round from them as they needed to get this round. But yes, Wisefrag walking into the stack. Unfortunate, but unfortunately that is what happened. There was 4 players within that site. I think actually that guy was here. So there was actually 2, and they just kind of smoked it. You know, they threw that smoke and just kind of walked up. And the problem is they had to deal with all these crossfires. So it is unfortunate for them, but nonetheless, that is what they had to deal with. Right here is Randy on this B site. Again, an anchor for that site. Oh, and look at that Narco as I about to switch the camera and did. He gets wrecked on B site. So Randy goes down. That's going to force the CTs to spread out. And that's unfortunate for them, but huge, huge shot by Narco to really open this thing up here. Is Narco opting for this team and they're making it work. Oh, Hunters just smelling it. Smelling it and gets the shot. So Hunters is getting a huge shot for him. And the CTs are in shambles here in a 3v5. And really, they're going to have to stop anything. They're going to have to 2-for-1. And Nintendo is in a spot to do this. If this smoke and they try this B split, he is in a spot. But they know this spot exists. Yep, and I don't know if they're going to expect it here as they just smoke it and go for it. So there's Nintendo getting 1, but he is going to go down. And so it's all down to Point Blank here in a 1v4 with the bomb in sight. Hunters covering this angle. It's going to be hard. Nope, Narco takes him out. So a huge round for Wisefrag as they're going to get it done there in fashion, in a very good fashion, despite, you know, some good angles from Vital Signs. Those of you really glad to have you here. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here. You can see pretty even. Nothing really too crazy there, but look at the scoreboard as far as the rounds concerned. I mean, Really coming in there. Making it work, Broken Legs. Typically one of the anchor guys for this squad here. Let's take a look what Flip has for us. They know one might be in the site. They're just out long. They've given up control of the other parts of the map. They know that Vital's on some sort of an eco save buy. At least they feel like that, and they are correct, as they only got $1,400. Broken Legs here, and Nintendo on this site with a 5-7. Definitely dangerous. A lot of respect for him, and what he is able to do with this is going to come up to what fight he picks and what angle he's going to choose. But Narco posted with that op. It's really going to be hard for Narco to not hit a shot if somebody peeks. But if they hide in the smoke, there's Nintendo. He's going to peek, and this has gone wrong. It's down to Hunders and Flip. So they've got it into a 2v2 now, but that was bad because that peek just really was putting them at a bad disadvantage. And Wicked, again with a huge frag. And it's got seriously fighting Hunters here on this site in a 1v1 on site. Can Hunters get the bomb down? He is going to go ahead and get it down. So Hunters gets the bomb down, which is huge. Really big money. He does spot seriously, so he knows he's going to take the fight. Now he has to be careful. And oh no, look at this. Wicked here coming around the corner, going for the spray. Oh no, but Hunters runs out of ammo. He has to fight with the Glock, and he hits the headshot. Absolute beast mode for Hunters. Goes down to 6 HP, hits the Glock headshot, and gets it done. Huge round from him. Really glad to have all of you here. I'm Alex Awesome Sauce Greenlee alongside myself, casting and running camera for this best of 3, but this is going to be a good one, as it already is showing to be. Wisefrag 6-1 at the moment. Don't count vital signs out. A lot of respect for them as well. Narco spotting one crossing for sure. Look at this engagement. Flip going into the side. He has to spray too. He transitions to spray, and he's going to go down. So the fighting ends up putting him in a disadvantage with the HP. Ends up going down, but now Mylan here, he's going to have the sight and could call the bomb over if he did like and would like to. Now Point Blank's going to smoke mid. They think it's a B hit, and now they're trying to get people to bite on the bait and get in. And they've got all these CTs, you know, really interested in this hit. They're like, okay, maybe they're over here. So, interesting stuff. Seriously not completely convinced with this op, which is understandable. Really respect that. And Broken Legs up here with the bomb. You kind of see, you know, the layout of how this is working here. Narco's going to have a huge task to deal with here coming up. Can he do it? So Broken Legs is going to get the bomb down in the site. Point Blank is able to find a frag. Maybe they can do this retake, but he has to be able to do it quickly. If he doesn't do it quickly, they're going to be in a really big disadvantage. And retaking this even in a 4v4 is hard. And now that just cuts down the other angle. So now they just have to force their ways in here. Point Blank coming in here as well, and they're just going to go ahead and run. There's Narco fighting with this Tech 9. He's going to get the frag. And it's down to seriously. And he's going to go ahead and run away. So there's a round 7-1 scoreline for Wisefrag. Starting off strong is, I think, a lot of people expected this to be a close best of 3, but right now, so far on Dust 2, it's looking all Wisefrag. They're winning all these important gun rounds. Narco 10-3-3, playing out of his mind. Very skilled. So Wisefrag up 7-1. Doing some good stuff. Really fantastic to see. And can Narco get this opening pick into the B site? And Randy there. Nope, not going to happen, but he is still going to continue to fight. Nade comes in. And this is going to really define the round with this bomb at the B site. Oh, and he comes through there and hits him through the wall, and now somebody has to grab the bomb. They don't have this bomb, and this is going to be spotted by Nintendo if he comes in here and sees it fast enough. Oh, we didn't see him. Wow, that's just interesting. So, Wicked here and them with this save. Wicked, the only one with armor. Bomb going down. Just hiding in the smoke at door. Trying to get something done here. Good frags coming in from Nintendo with that P250. And now they're trying to come in here, and they're going to win the round. So Vital Signs causing him a distraction over in tunnels, and they're going to win it. The 7-2 scoreline, Vital Signs winning an important round that they needed to win. And now you do have Narco with this money and the decision to be made on what he wants to buy. Narco here at mid. He's going to try to smell that cross out. 1 going to B, 4 coming to long here. This looks like they're trying to stop this long push early with Wicked, and everybody stacking over there to throw some nades and try to put them out early. Really appreciate those of you watching here tonight. This is Wisefrag, Round 6 ESEA Open Playoffs. This is going to be some good stuff here. Really glad to have this here for you and Cassis and run camera for you. Doing the best I can. If there's any issues, concerns, please let me know. I'd be glad to fix any issues that I do have as I'm running a one-man show right now. But yeah, if you guys have any issues, please let me know. Nonetheless, we do continue on. Look at the scoreboard. Seems pretty even. And there's the frag that they needed. Seriously, takes Narco out with a headshot. A headshot. And gets the job done on that. And so now the T's have to play in a 4v5. The bomb's down in B tons. Flipping Narco. Going to have to try to find an opening pick here. Can they get into the site and put Seriously out of his misery? And with the angle he's playing on ramp, it's going to be hard for any of these guys to get in here. I look to Flip to see if he can do it here. Let's go to him. And if he can spot just a pixel. You know, because Seriously does take the risk of peeking here now because he knows they could be out. Flip has to check all these angles. And he goes down. So Seriously, a huge shot from him. Broken Legs comes back in with a refrag. And now this site opened up a little bit. But the problem is that Nintendo knows they've got the bomb coming in from Cat. Wicked, a good frag actually near A site. And it's going to be Hunders in a situation that's going to be hard for him to handle in a 1v3. So a good frag by him, so he is going to get it done. So 3-7 the score line. And you can see here Wisefrag up 7-3, but their money's not as good as it should be here. That's understandable, right? I mean, it is understandable, and they're going to get 1,900. Yeah, so here it goes. Wicked towards this side of the map here. Let's see what Seriously has for us at long. Can he stop it? Narco coming out. There's one. Seriously getting that first frag. Goes for another one. Hits another frag. Point blank getting some frags as well. Seriously alone next to Hunders. Hunders really by himself. And is he going to be able to do anything? He gets a Tech 9 frag, and is he going to get the bomb down? Oh, a consolation prize for him. So he's going to get the bomb down here. And he goes down. His dead body is there. And so they're going to get this defuse coming in. So, interesting stuff coming in. So, 4-7 scoreline. Look at this. Vital Signs coming back into this. Now it's going to be a gun round for both squads. Narco with that op. And let's watch Seriously here and see what he has for us on mid. In fact, I don't think he's actually going to fight mid. I think he's going to long. So he's going to go to long. Narco as well, going to B side. It seems like they're really trying to force this. I know that's not perfect, but they're trying to force this V pick because it seems like it works whenever they run it. And now they do have Narco doing some good stuff. At least trying to, but he goes down to 46 HP and he's smoked off. So he's put at a very severe disadvantage here. He's going to have to rotate off. No key action going on really any part of the map except B right now. Wicked is in an off angle here. Could he find this frag to open this thing up? That's going to be pretty insane if he's able to do it. Here comes the smoke. Or excuse me, that was a flash. The flash comes out and just sitting here waiting. This is where the fight's going to happen. If they smoke off, if Miles smokes this off, there's going to be a flash probably coming from Wicked. And after that, then he potentially could peek off of it. But I'm really curious to see. Oh, no, he does throw one there. He does announce his position a little bit. They do have an idea where he is. He is going to go ahead and spray through this smoke. Still alive, though. Flashbang coming out. Wicked goes for it. Not going to happen. Point blank coming over from long. He does realize something is going wrong. And here comes the tease coming in here. Broken. Goes in, goes down. Savage as well. A beautiful frag in the site. That's down to Randy in a 1v2. So good hold there on the site. But everybody else just dying. And now Randy has to make a decision. You know, does he sit and wait or does he run away? And since it's a 2v1, Narco with this op posted up. And he's in a good spot. Narco will be able to get this bomb down. And now the decision is to Mile here. He is going to hear him coming through CT. Narco posted up with this op. If he gets peeked and shot in the body, he will go down, and Narco knows that. He's going to play a little bit further back, but Miles should have heard him. And once he realizes that that's not going to happen, Randy is going to sneak his way up towards the A site. Randy jumping around, making some noise. They're not giving him any information. Randy is going to have to run away. Now they know where he is, but Narco does not want to die here, and he does. And now Randy and Mile could fight. At the end, you can see Randy just wanting to get an op. So all in all, a good round by Randy if he can survive. He has to be careful, and he is going to do that. So Wisefrag, 8-4 scoreline. This is a good couple of rounds coming in from Vital. They're going to have enough money to buy this round. But if they lose another round, they're going to be put in a save situation that they're going to have to save. Another piece of information to let you know. Narco with this P90 tells me something towards long, so let's take a look what he's got for us. The flash coming out. Here comes the P90 spray. They're just AK and P90s out. Oh, and look at this Narco just doing so much damage to really open this thing up. Hunders comes in with a double. And that's pretty much the round one if they can play this smart. Randy's shooting through the smoke as well. So Randy and Nintendo are in a 2v4. They're going to throw the grenade in the site, do some damage to Hunters, flip tapes him out, and now it's down to Randy in a 1v4. Randy's like, man, I just did this last round. So he is in a situation, and really what happened in that round, I'll talk about it after this round ends, but essentially what happened was it was a nightmare for them. Flip, coming in, goes for it, and gonna go down. So that's an AK for Randy. He's gonna flash out, he's gonna throw fire. Has to keep somebody to watch. Randy's gonna get away, but essentially what happened that round was once they had kind of a good spawn for long, and basically they just sent Narco out first. They had him flash out through here, flashed up high, popped about right in here, and then flashed those CTs that were, both of them were coming up, and essentially won the round because that first pick caught him running, got him, and then Hunters came around for a double, and they lined up for him. And it's so hard to peek that angle because you can get wrecked, especially along. So the money not looking good for Vital. They are going to go ahead and do what they can. Oh, Narco a headshot right through the middle. And that's going to really open things up if the T's, I'm going to go ahead and go to the T's here, if they are going to go ahead and take the B site, Nintendo trying to fight in here. He's going to get in there. So the round should be won by Wisefrag. This would put them at 10-4, and I say should, but seriously, coming through this smoke, looking for something, not going to happen. And now it's down to point blank in a 1v5. But a good job there. We saw one frag coming in, so critical on that mid-cross. Point blank, nice shot, and he's going to go down. But you see that frag come in from Narco there at mid and really just open things up. Interesting stuff coming in from both these teams, as we know they are both very good. Some FAMASas coming out from Vital. Narco's going to fight mid again, like he has this entire half with an op. Smoke comes out. Does spot one crossing, does know. That's going to tell his teammates over there what they're doing. But something different coming in. Seriously, look at this. Seriously, no pun intended, even though that did happen. But seriously, is close right now. Very close up with point blank. So they can spot out anybody trying to come through. Potentially maybe looking to try to hold a trade there and do something with that. No real points of contact yet at this moment, but Narco with this op sneaking up. If he goes into this bait setup on Cat, if he gets one, and catches him with a flash out, it looks like, for a flash peek. So Narco just getting I wouldn't say super lucky there, but just peaking at the right time. And now Wicked and Point Blank are going to go ahead and try to get aggressive here, and they get him. So Wicked's going to get him, and they're going to get that op and run. Or excuse me, they just keep the M4 and run. So they get that done. That puts them in a situation where they're going to be able to maybe do something with it. But this is going to force the T's to fall back. Wicked goes down on site. It's going to be Nintendo here to try to stop this. Can they do it? Very possible for them to do it, for them to get 5 rounds. They have to be careful here. Nintendo getting a frag. Or, excuse me, dying, essentially. So now it's Mile. And a 1v2, actually, so a good hold there from Vital. So Point Blank here, trying to hold this off here. Mile has to make a move. Gonna go down. 5-10 scoreline here. Wisefrag winning the half, 5-10. I'd say a good half for them. So a good job from them. Overall, I'd say a really good half from Wisefrag as they were able to really stop any kind of momentum that Vital was able to get. They won a few rounds here and there. They won 1 round early, and then they had a string of 3, and then they won another one. But essentially, really wasn't much else they were able to do. So sit here and wait for this second half. I'm Awesome Sauce. I'm going to go ahead and post any of my links and stuff. If you guys would like to check me out, go ahead and do so. And I also do want to support the Nick as well, because although Nightbot does automatically time out, I support him. And, you know, a lot of respect for him, as I'm sure a lot of the community does as well. So make sure to check him out as well. I'm really glad to have everybody here tonight for this stream and this solo cast here. I'm Awesome Sauce. And, you know, casted for quite a while. A lot of respect for both these teams, and both these teams are very good. So we're going to have a pistol coming up here just shortly once everybody gets into the server and clears it. And here we go. So it's going to come down to who plays the best and who has the best next half, really. I mean, we could have Vital come back into this, excuse me, but they're gonna have to put a lot of energy. And I think winning the pistol round would be the first thing they could do. They are going to get a pretty good spawn for some people to go B, and that's what they're going to do. So they're going to kind of spread out here. That's what they're going to do. They're going to have Point Blank covering this mid area. And the CTs covering long. And you do see Broken Legs a lot playing at this long position, trying to prevent anybody, and Narco covering this as well. So this is going to be potentially disastrous if the T's try to walk out. So Flash coming out to try to peek mid, and it does appear to be some sort of a cat push, and here they come. A little bit of fighting coming in at mid. Nobody dead yet, but some bloodshed. This is going to force some of those players to move and shift. And now they got B completely open with this shift. And Narco is in a spot where he has to either decide, do I leave Broken Legs alone at long, or do I come up, you know, or do I come up to Cat and try to smell something? And if he does, and he gets that first frag, it's going to really make it easy for him. If not, then they're going to be in a total disaster if Narco gets rocked here. Wicked, we know he's got good headshot capabilities. A lot of respect for him. Oh, and he did see that. Oh, here comes the B-split. They're going to come into here. Hunter's just mowing them over. Here comes Narco through this smoke. They're not going to expect this at all. He's going to get one. Goes down. And Broken Legs has to stop him. Because Wicked's in a 1v3. He could do this. He does have the skill. And is going to go down. So there, Wisefrag wins 11-5 the scoreline. Not what Vital wanted. They did put quite a bit of pressure up there on Cat. Okay. And it was a good job by them to force some of these CTs over. You know, it did force them over, but unfortunately what happened was once that smoke banked, they just couldn't do anything. They had too many people mid. It didn't work. But nonetheless here, they're going to have another go at it. They're going to get some armor and pistols. I guess that's what you'd expect. Here, let's take a look at Flip on this B site. Nothing really too exciting going on. You know, all of us here probably love CS and are really glad to be here, and I'm really glad to be here with you guys as well. This is a fantastic set of teams here. This has been an honor to cast, you know, as much Wisefrag CS as I could, but you know, you look at Vital Signs too. I mean, a very good team, and How can you not have respect for that? But Randy peeking through long and finding that frag on a Narco, and this has got to have broken legs in a spot where he's a little scared. And look at this at mid as well. They're gonna get that. And now Wicked has to fight, so this could actually pay off for them. They've got him in a 3v5 situation on CT side. And point blank with that op shot. Wow, I'm losing it. That Deagle shot, and now they have just outpicked Wisefrag. So now they should be able to get into the site on B. Make this work, Hunters. Spots Randy. Is going to go ahead and get away from there. And they could retake this if they would like, but they're going to have to be careful. I would assume it'd probably be best that they don't, but this is an important round. And here they come. They're going to try to get into here. Seriously coming out as well to try to peek. Hang out with this Glock. Nintendo gets a frag. On to Hunters. Hunters comes in with that FAMAS. Gets one. He is just trying to keep their economy low. And Hunters here. Is going to get one. Gets two. And he's going to run away with 1 HP. Can he survive? I think he should be able to make it. And he is going to make it with 1 HP. So Hunters keeping it good and getting and preventing the team ace as well as keeping them in check. And right now here, Hunters doing some damage, but now this does have the T's and an advantage coming into this. Seriously covering this mid push as well. Point blank, a good frag there at mid, but Mile trades him out. Seriously, he's going to peek mid, misses the first shot. And the CTs are just pushing up, trying to do something here. They are going to go down to Nintendo on that angle at long. And Hunters in the tunnels. Some team help there is going to go down. It's down to Flip, who gets a nice headshot. He's going to get this AK, and I think he's just going to try to save it at this point. Doesn't know where the bomb's planted at this point, but it's going to be an 11-7 scoreline here. You could see how Vital won back after the pistol, so good round by them. So Flip is going to have to try to survive. And the money situation for Vital is going to be okay. They're going to get 1,900. See if they can get Nintendo here. Nintendo frags him. Want some jiggle peek action. He is going to go down, so that's what's going to happen there. So they're going to have that happen. 11-7 the scoreline here, and Wisefrag, money-wise, not looking that great. You know, as a CT side, you have to understand you can't get the bomb plant, and so in that situation, if you can't get the bomb plant, you're not getting the 800, and they are in a bad economic situation. So seriously, here with this mid, could have a heyday. Sees 3 cross. And would assume, since there's no smoke down, there's going to be no contention at mid. So Narco with this out. Not going to peek quite yet. Hunters is going to get caught with a flash out from mid. He is going to get taken out there by Wicked himself. He peeks out of mid aggressively, and now they're just going to take the site and try to overrun it here. But look at this, broken legs not having... He's done with this. He's absolutely done. He gets a couple frags. Not enough, though. It's going to have Vital getting the site and the bomb plant, but good stuff coming in from him on the site. Wicked here should be able to fight these players on cat off. If he goes for it, gets the first one, gets the second one. Easy for him. And that's going to be good for him as well. So 11-8 scoreline here. Another gun round coming in. Actually, excuse me, the first true gun round coming in for both these teams together. And you can see Narco with this op. Not really surprised with that. He's going to go towards long to try to get that long peek. Going to be much going on there. as a contention for long from both these teams does not seem to be very aggressive. At B, though, there's been a lot of action, right? There's just been a lot of action in the tunnels. You've seen a lot of things going on. And Hunters, again, with this mid-hold, playing close. Hunters is a very good player on Wisefrag, and I've seen it exemplified by the way that he plays mid. Just very patient. He waits. He waits for everybody to peek out. If they're not paying attention, he's gonna get them. And definitely a lot of potential from him. So here Hunters is. Is this going to be a split? Or what's going to happen here? Hunters just chilling. Wicker and Hunters just could share coffee through that door if they wanted, but not going to happen at this moment. Hunters not giving them any intel either, and that's got to be frustrating for them as they want some intel. And patient play coming out here from Vital. And you look at how they're playing it. They did get the standard default control. They're working off the defaults, and then they're just deciding, okay, once we know information, we're going to do something. They don't know Hunters is at mid. Somebody might notice him soon. And here comes the cat push. So they're going to go ahead and do this. They're going to flood. It looks like they're going to actually, all 5 of them. So Narco is going to have to come up big here and get at least one. Narco gets the first one, throws a nade up, and is going to know where Randy is as well. Gets another one. Narco, he's done playing around. And he gets another one. Narco with 3K on the round, essentially shutting them down with some help from Hunters. And they get the round. This is going to put Vital in a bad spot money-wise, especially with no bomb plant. You'd think after they won 3 rounds, they'd have a little bit more than this, but they can only afford a couple pistols here. They could armor up on some of them if they wanted. That is not the case. And Hunter's playing in mid. They didn't know he was there, and that's part of the problem. If you don't know he's there, you're not going to expect anything quite like that. Hunter's playing mid here. Some limited fighting coming out, actually, at long. But Hunter's a key player to watch here at mid because he could fight close with this. Oh, and he goes down wicked. How does he hit that shot? Broken Leg's a nice refrag there. But how does he hit that shot? He comes in with a dig, gets dinked. I couldn't tell if that was him or somebody else, but he gets dinked and then trades it in. So this is actually looking okay for Vital, but they still don't have a lot of utility. They do have Wicked, though, with that armor and AK. And the CTs have to be careful to not over push. So they're in a 4v4. If Mile gives them frags, it's going to be bad for them. So is he going to peek? Oh, flash comes in. They do spot him. And now he's going to have the information, throwing the fire. Trying to delay this push. And now he is going to throw a flash that actually didn't even hit anyone to get out. So now they know that's not an option. And Flip actually playing pack from mid. And this is actually a good idea because you can smoke. Although nobody has any smokes, you could fire off the doors or something like that and really do something. But Flip not really doing much damage there. And Flip has to fight close. He's not going to do it. Seriously comes in here as well. That's down to Wintendo. And Wintendo comes in, gets a frag with the AK. He is going to get the bomb down, but it's Broken Legs and Narco. And Wintendo should lose this unless he takes an aggressive peek right now. He is going to, but look at him. Body flying into the site. And there it is. They are going to win it. And you could see here Narco and Broken Legs elated about it. So 13-8 the scoreline here. And they're going to get it done. So good round from Wisefrag. Also a good round from Wintendo to come in there and make some things happen. But nonetheless, that is what's going to happen. So those of you watching, really glad to have you all here. I'm Awesome Sauce, your caster, and a pause coming in. It does appear that is the case. And so, not to be unexpected, as now Vital needs to make the decision on what they're going to buy. Right there, you can see the stats. Both these teams, pretty even at this point on the stat board, seriously. Not really having, the greatest game frags-wise, especially on this T side so far, but it's not over yet. So a lot of respect, again, for both of these teams, and you look back at some of the information that these teams have been playing on. I mean, Hunter's typically right here, CT playing you know, right towards the door. You do have, you know, the issue of him, and when they do find frags in Vital, they've done some good stuff with it, but they have to turn this around now, okay? Because right now they're getting 1,900. If they lose this next round, and this is without the bomb plants, by the way, they got 800, you know, plus 1,900. So if they lose this next round, then they would be put in a situation that wouldn't be good. Because if they didn't get the bomb plant, then they would only get 2,400. And you also have to consider the fact that they're going to buy this round. I mean, it's a given. But if they lose this round without the bomb plant and they buy out, they're not going to have enough to buy. So I think they're trying to decide, okay, do we put it all into this round, or how do we handle it? So they're just contemplating, and here we go. They're about to get back into this. So seriously here, with this up, I'd love to see what he's going to do with this. Can he turn this thing around and try to help his team get back into it? Shoots the one trying to cross, isn't going to hit it. And is going to get flashed, so he didn't see the other one cross. This could be some misinformation. Because if he doesn't know this, it's going to be insane. Broken Legs here covering at long. A good flash coming out here, shooting through that, but look, Broken Legs not moving. It's gonna be a fight in a second, but let's look over here at the site. Narco. Try to do something here. You know, he's sitting there. Seeing what could happen. This is a very slow round. Brought to you by myself, Awesome Sauce. Narco gets that frag as I switched off him, so that's really going to help them out. Here trying to fight in the side in. Fire coming in as well, down to 10 HP. Can they stop this? They do have all these frags dead, and these people are bleeding out. That's down to Hunters to try to stop this seriously. You know, 1v3 actually just started it out and got into it. Hunter's going to jump through this. Can he stop it? No, he gets fragged. This is disastrous with Wisefrag losing so many players, but it really doesn't matter. They're able to get it done. So as that round was extremely slow and confusing, it did end up with Wisefrag winning it. So a lot of respect for both these teams. Like I've underscored several times, nobody's out of it yet. But it's getting to the point where Wisefrag is doing a lot of info. But uh-oh, if they try this B-rush, they do have Hunters with a shotgun. Let's see where Hunters is. He's close to long. He is going to waste a lot of utility. Early Narco, a good frag. Actually boosting in on top of Cat. And this is a huge round. And with them down being in a 4v5 now, they're going to be in a bad spot. Depending on how they're able to handle this. The flash comes out. Randy looking for an opening here. Is doing some damage to Narco, and he hits the the deagle shot. So he is going to make it out here. Here's Hunters with the shotgun up close. Has to be careful to not give it to him. He's going to jump through this 1, 2, and he has to reload. He wants the third. He's not going to get it, though. So he does some damage up close. But this is going to give them the sight. And now, seriously, is on Cat. Bomb going down. This is going to be an interesting play coming out from both these teams. So seriously here. Just be careful how to place. Oh, he fires out. Wicked. Forces him out. And there's Flip taking him out. Seriously, he's going to get fired off as well, and he doesn't have armor. And And he goes down. A huge round from Wisefrag. I cannot underscore how amazing it is to see this happen. Wisefrag, 15-8. Putting doubt in vital signs right now. So, really not much to say about that. It was just a good attempt from Vital Signs to come back into it. And Narco again with the stop. Oh, there he is. He's coming to life. He goes for another one. Isn't going to hit it. Goes for another one. He's going to pay, though. And so now the T's, if they're going to win at least a round or two or come back into this, they have to do it right now. Hunter's trying to stop this now. Oh, no. He got pinched in from Cat. And now it's down to Mile in a 1v3. Could do it. But they've got so many rounds at this point. Going to be a good spot. So, you got Wicked along. You're going to fight with Nintendo. Going to win that first one. 15 HP. And Mile here just chilling and waiting back. And for those of you watching, yes, you know, I am human. People are going to make mistakes and say stuff they didn't say, and I'll go back and watch it and learn from it. But, yeah, if I said underscore and score under and all that stuff, you know, it is what it is. But that is funny if I did say it. But nonetheless, Vital Signs, 9:15 here, coming back into it. Going to jump across, though. Seriously is covering mid. Did probably spot that. This is going to be a very critical fight. At long, Mile, he's getting some good things done here. He does have him down to 10 HP. If Wicked peeks into this, he is going to get it done. So the T's opening this up very well. Broken Leg's getting a refrag, but they do have the B site, and they're going to have to save here. They cannot go into this. So Nintendo here. On Cat, doing his thing. Really appreciate all you being here tonight, watching on Awesome Sauce Gaming TV. I'm your host, Awesome Sauce, and really glad to have all of you here tonight. Map 1 of this best of 3. Vital Signs putting some swagger, I guess that's a pretty good word, into these last few rounds here. They're going to win this one as well, and it's going to put them in a spot where, you know, although they're going to be facing map points, Nintendo a huge shot under Narco, and that was a very, very good shot. Very big, goes for him, not going to get him, though, so he is going to go down. Wisefrag, 15. Vital Signs, 10. Nintendo here. Seriously trying to cover the cross. Not going to happen. They don't have armor on the CT side except for Broken Legs. And so sniffing this thing out is going to be what Vital needs to do to try to win this round. Point blank with a Kobe. Comes in. Even though Kobe's retired, I think we're going to go ahead and continue to use that. For Broken Legs here, doing some damage. 1, 2. If he peeks for Seriously, he's probably going to go down. But he has to be careful. He's got 9 bullets. He is going to go down, so now it's flipping a 1v3. Not going to happen, it would seem. A lot of respect for both these teams, as I've kind of talked about before. Goes down. So there it is. 11-15 your scoreline. Seriously, with this op, they got all the money in the world that they need. It doesn't really matter because if they lose one more round, it's over. But the CT side is going to be able to buy up here. They haven't been able to buy up much. Oh, and look at this. Point blank catches off him. Mile goes down. So much action going on here at long as well. Look at that. Broken Legs and Hunters really putting some things in check. Making some things happen here. But if they do try to go to the A side, it's going to put them in a bad spot because Flip is going to have to defend alone. And if they do this, he's going to have to do something miraculous. Goes to the first one, gets point blank. Goes for the next one, gets Randy. And it's all down to Seriously and a 1v3. He's going to come to the dry, and Flip's going to deny it. So Flip, a 3K and a 1v3 on the site, ends it 16-11. And is going to get it done. Excuse me, that was definitely not the right score here, but he is going to make it work. Nonetheless, they are going to get it done. No, that was the right score. Okay, 16-11. I just want to make sure I wasn't losing my mind. So that was 16-11. I am going to shut the stream down to restart it for Mirage, and I will have audio off until the next map starts. This is for VOD reasons and to make sure that I get the best possible VOD for Wisefrag. So we'll be right back. You're watching Awesome Sauce Gaming TV. I'm going to restart it right now. When we come back, we're going to have the next map, and it's going to be Mirage. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.